In this video I'm going to show you how you can get the degrees of freedom for an SEM or a CFA or a path model with Lavaan before running the model and even before getting your data. It can be helpful to make sure that your model is identified. There is an R function for that, and I show you 3 examples for extracting the degrees of freedom. 1 CFA, 1 path analysis, and 1 SEM. Let's start with the CFA. Here we have the CFA with 3 correlated factors. If we want to get the degrees of freedom by hand, we have to count how many parameters we estimate and how many empirical informations we have with this model. We have to estimate 6 loadings, because 1 loading for each factor is constrained to 1. Then we have to estimate 9 error covariances. We have to estimate the 3 variances for the factors and 3 covariances between the factors. So we have 21 parameters. How many pieces of empirical information do we have? That's a formula. Number of observed variables multiplied with number of observed variables plus 1 divided by 2. So here it's 9 multiplied with 10 divided by 2. That is 45 pieces of empirical information. And the difference, 45 minus 21 parameters, 24 degrees of freedom. Now let's do the same in R. We need 2 packages, Lavaan and SemPower. Here is the Lavaan code for a CFA model without any data, just the definition of the model. And here's the function to get the degrees of freedom for this model. And as calculated by hand, 24 degrees of freedom. Next, a path model. The program needs to calculate the variances of our 6 variables, 3 covariances, and 8 directional effects. Altogether 17 parameters to be estimated. How many empirical information? Again with this formula. So we have 21 unique pieces of information in our data. 21 minus 17 gives 4 degrees of freedom. Here the definition for this path model, and here requesting the number of degrees of freedom. The result, 4. And as a last example, a full SEM model, 12 factor loadings, 17 error variances, 5 variances for our latent variables, 3 covariances between the exogenous latent variables, and 4 directional effects between the latent variables. Altogether, 41 parameters we have to estimate. How many pieces of empirical information? 17 items, so again, based on this formula, 153 unique elements of the variance-covariance matrix. 153 minus 41 parameters gives 112 degrees of freedom. Here's the definition of our SEM model and requesting the degrees of freedom, 112. So that's it. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.